the last kingdom of El Mundo Maya in the Petén region. A king who has to sneak through a crevice to escape a city under attack. We're going to talk to you about this. We're going to tell you the story. But before that, we need to remind you that this is Latina Literati. If you enjoy wonderful stories, great books, interesting people from past and present, then this is the channel for you. Around a lago or lake Petén, amazing waterways, beautiful waterways surrounded by forests, animals of all kinds, forest dwellers and waterfowl, beautiful, beautiful animals in this area. Beyond the city of Sayacche, about an hour boat ride beyond that, you will find Punto de Chiminos. And this Punto de Chiminos juts out onto this waterways, onto this lagoon, the Petén Lagoon. And we stayed at the Eco Lodge, Punto de Chiminos, and highly recommend it. Great people, good food, and it's a perfect place to explore not just the Punto de Chiminos archaeological site, but also Aguateca, the last fortified city of the Mayan kingdoms. And so we're going to share some things that we learned there with you today. Archaeologists have surmised that Aguateca was the last stand of the royalty of the kings of the classical, post-classical Mayan kingdoms in the fortified city of Aguateca. When you stand there and see how incredibly fortified it was, it's amazing to imagine that it was actually overrun and burned to the ground. You can see here the crevice by which the royal family has to escape. And they left very, very quickly. They left a lot of personal, very luxurious and valuable items strewn in the palace grounds. And they left with whatever they could carry very, very quickly. We're not sure why, but what the latest theories propose is that it was an uprising, that the people were fed up, that they went after their rulers, and that those they caught met their end at the hands of their own people. Interesting new theory. So the old theories of, whatever, forest destruction, all that, actually, there's no evidence for that. The newest theories are that there was an uprising, and the tools and things that are found after these uprisings are no longer for adornment or for luxury. They're for very basic things like farming and hunting and more survival in the jungles of the Petén area. Aguateca was ruled by a family, rulers that originally came from Dos Pilas. Dos Pilas and Aguateca were considered twin capitals. And they originally came from Tikal, but so you have family members ruling these twin capitals of Dos Pilas and Aguateca, and the uprising occurred and they had to leave. Aguateca is destroyed by people, and whatever royals could flee through this crevice and either by land or by boat go to Punto de Chiminos to try and save themselves. What remains of Aguateca is actually quite impressive. The buildings, the plaza, what is there, you can really imagine that it was a full city. And so when the members of the elite hide or when they run away to Punto de Chiminos, it's pretty amazing then to see what is done to fortify that area. Even before they arrive, these 3 moats have been dug out of the lagoon. And so to get from Punto de Chiminos, you either have to arrive by boat, which is how we arrived, or you would have to cross these very deep moats. And between the moats are these islands, very fertile islands that are used to produce food for the people at Punto de Chiminos. And it's just fascinating, not just the agricultural methods, but the engineering needed to excavate that much underwater and then forrarlo, and then use something to fill it so that it has like a liner so that more things don't collect there. It's really amazing to see what was done in these three moats that lead up to the backside or the land side of Punto de Chiminos. And as you walk through the Mayan city that was Punto de Chiminos, obviously that's not the original name, you see just amazing buildings. There's a ball court, which means that it was a very special ceremonial place because most places don't have ball courts. Only the most important centers and cities would have ball courts for ceremonial ball games.
Desaparecieron más o menos, duraron 200, 300 años de más o menos al año 1100, 1200, por ahí, antes de la venida de los españoles. O sea, habían desaparecido como civilización probablemente unos 300 años antes, 200 y pico, 300 años.
I think it's of interest too, we've talked about how before people from other worlds come to this hemisphere, they don't know what a ball is and they've never played any ball games. So the sacred ball games that were played by the Maya, we now know were played as far north as what is now Arizona and New Mexico, and as far south as what is now Colombia. So really interesting how these ball games were central to the ceremonies, not just of the Maya, but of the indigenous groups throughout North, Central, and the top bit of South America. So I think that's really interesting as well. So the Punto de Chiminos has an acropolis, it has a plaza, the ball court that I've mentioned, really amazing sites to walk through and to explore. And we had an exceptional guide. So we thank the person who took us there. Thank you so much for their time, their energy, and sharing all of the knowledge that they had of the area. It was a great experience. And to be in these cities, to really have them to yourself, we were the only ones there, and to have one guide cut a big leaf so that we could use it as an umbrella or some sort of shield as it rained for a bit in the afternoon, I thought was really special. And so I think that this was an exceptional journey. It was an exceptional adventure. It was a wonderful time by all. And again, I want to thank the family and the friends that made it possible. Really special to explore these two cities, the Mayan cities of Aguateca and also of Punto de Chiminos, what is left of them, and to understand their role in the whole Petén Mayan region, el corazón del mundo Maya, to understand how these cities interplayed and how the absolute last stand of what we consider post-classical Mayan city, this is the last stand there in Punto de Chiminos. And when you stand at the top of those fortified walls and you see how absolutely far it is to where the base originally was, you can't imagine how could those walls have been breached. I mean, we're talking, I don't even know, 2 stories. They're really, really tall fortified walls, but they were breached, attacked, and also burned. So just goes to show you that when the people decide enough is enough, basta, they get their pitchforks or whatever they use. Very famous archaeologists from all over the world have come to study Aguateca and Punto de Chiminos, and what they found is actually quite gruesome. They have found human remains, and they have found the points of spears and just everything that you would expect to find when there has been a battle, and a fierce battle, and a battle that was not won easily or quickly. And so that's really the sense that you get. This was the last stand. The city was taken by the invading forces. So fascinating place to visit. Highly recommend it on your next trip to Guatemala or Central America. Stop by and enjoy these amazing Mayan cities. A bit more off the beaten track. You have to take a boat ride and car rides and things, but really well worth it. And just get in touch with the Eco Lodge at Punto de Chiminos and they can help you make all the arrangements. And now on to my favorite part of the video, book recommendations. Many of the books I've recommended in the past with regard to the Maya were quite serious academic reads. And so I thought For this particular video, it might be fun since it's March and it's Women's Month to focus on more lighter books, 3 books on Mayan queens. Obviously, it's historical fiction taken from what at the point the book was written was known about the Maya. There are 3 books, all of them, decent historical fiction, light reading, and it kind of gives you insight on the day-to-day world of the Mayan queens and the royal members of the households and the roles women played in diplomacy and in politics as well as defense. So the first is the Mayan ruler of Palenque, visionary Mayan queen. The second is Lady of Palenque, and the third is House of Water Lily. So all of these women are going to be relatives of the kings who ruled the great cities of the Mayan world. The books talk about their roles in defending the cities and in the diplomatic relations between the cities, and also commerce and religious ceremony as well. So I think there are 3 light books that hopefully you'll enjoy. And as always, we love our libraries, so check with your library to see if your local library has these books available to loan to you. And if they don't, or you don't have a local library, check with your local bookseller, because we want to support our local booksellers as well. If perchance neither are available to you, we will always link the books below at independent bookselling sites, because we want to support independent booksellers. So as always, thank you so much for joining us on this journey, for learning a bit about Aguateca and Punto de Chiminos, and for coming to the end of this video. Please subscribe to Latina Literati. We would love to grow our community and have you be a part of it. And as always, mucho cariño, mucho salud y mucho amor. Gracias.